as an American citizen is a constant uphill battle. We're just swimming upstream against the current every day in this country. Anytime you try to progress forward in some area of your life, you get shoved right back where you started because of something that is happening in this country that is outside of your control. For example, you get a raise at work, and that raise doesn't matter because your rent's gone up, your car insurance has increased substantially, your groceries cost more, everything is expensive, so all that raise did was cover the inflationary burden that we are constantly under as American citizens. You don't have more money now, your life isn't better for it, you can't do more with that money because your bills have gone up. You try to get your health under control, so you're eating clean, you're drinking your water, you're taking your supplements, you're eliminating toxins, and you still get sick because there's pesticides all over your vegetables, because the water you drink is polluted, the air you're breathing is polluted, because there's carcinogens in your shampoo and your lotions and your blanket fabrics. You try to do something about your mental health to improve it, try to better yourself as a person. So you're going to therapy every week and you're reading the books and you're, listening to the mental health podcasts. And yet your mental health is still in the shitter because you're in survival mode all the time because you're under chronic stress from financial strain or from the anxiety of all of the things that are happening almost every day in this country. It's 2 steps forward and 2 steps back all of the time. You try to pursue something to improve your life, and America as an ideology is like, nope, and shoves you right back where you started. And this isn't negative or pessimistic thinking. This is the reality of being an American citizen today. I mean, how many of you out there are making more money today than you have ever made in your entire life? And you are doing worse financially than you were 10 years ago, or at the very least doing the exact same financially. It's like the only reason that we're pursuing anything now is just so that our life doesn't get worse. This is what we mean by the American dream is dead, because trying to pursue anything to make your life better doesn't make your life better. It either makes your life exactly the same or it's just a little less shitty than it would be if you had done nothing. The idea of a good life in this country is so elusive to the average American citizen. It is constantly moving further and further away from us, and we have to keep running faster and faster just to get close enough, but we'll never actually catch it. And the only reason that we're running towards it now is because the further away it gets, the worse our life gets. So we're running just so that our life won't get worse. The other day my son asked me, I don't understand Trump, Mom. Why wouldn't a president want his people to be doing better? And I had to explain to him that this is the nature of a narcissist. They don't want people around them to do better. They want to do better at other people's expense. And it's wild that half the country voted for this. And I have to ask, are we great yet? Are you doing better? Are you making more money? Can you afford your life now? Can you afford the life that you dream of? Because if not, then what the fuck was the point?
Shalom, call halal YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, that's giving our praise to the Most High, in the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom to 144,000. And as you see in this video, this woman, she titled it Life After Capitalism. Okay, and the truth be told, you Edomites, you capitalized off of Jake, and now it's coming back to haunt you. It's coming back to bite you. Okay, what goes around comes back around. So now these Edomites are starting to feel the curses. They're starting to feel the same oppression that we have felt for years, decades, for the longest, and they don't like it. Okay, as the brother, this is from the brother Arrows of Indignation. He entitled it, A Word of Advice, Esau, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Same words you told my people, stop crying. And that's true, because these devils, it was cool when we was the one that was being oppressed and catching hell. But now that they're starting to feel it, they're upset. They're doing these little videos pretty much crying. And, it just goes to show you that you ain't ready for slavery, but you're going to get ready, okay? Now, she was talking about how the food is messed up and this and the third, and that's true. But hey, when you go into our communities, we was always getting the crappiest food and the crappiest, of things that we need. But now it's coming full circle, okay? Because, these Amalekites, the leaders of Esau are greedy, all right? And they don't care about their own people. So let's grab a few precepts real quick. I don't want to make this too long. Jumping right into the point. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. It says, "And the Lord Yahawah thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee." And that's what YAHAWASHI is doing. He is putting these same curses that was upon us on you. And you don't like it very much, but it was cool when it was just us going through it. Now, the pendulum is swinging, okay, and those curses are falling upon these Edomites. It says in NLT, the Lord, your power, will inflict all these curses on your enemies and on those who hate and persecute you. And they definitely hate us, and they definitely persecuted us. I'm gonna put up a short about it's a short about over 100 major affluent cities that Esau came in and destroyed, that Jake was that belonged to Jake. So-called African Americans, as they call us. Over 100 towns and cities that Esau came in and burnt down to the ground and destroyed in some way, form, or fashion to keep us at the bottom, okay? So anytime we try to pick ourselves up by the bootstraps, as they tell us, they came in there and destroyed it, destroyed everything. Well, now, it's coming full circle, and they don't like it. All right, let's go right here. What's that? Let me see. This is Galatians. Yep, Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. It says, "Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." And that's why I said what goes around comes back around. And maybe what I titled this lesson, what goes around comes back around. And now it's coming back around to Esau, and they don't like it very much. So you want to dish it out, but when it comes back to you, now you crying. Okay, now the whole world got to stop because you're being oppressed now, because you're being afflicted now. No, get used to this. This is the beginning of your captivity, the beginning of your slavery, and ultimately your ultimate annihilation. Okay, your downfall. It says, "For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth of the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting." And that's what we're doing right now. We're sowing to the Spirit, okay, and we're about to reap everlasting life. But you Edomites that sow to your flesh, you're going to reap of the flesh corruption. Okay, in the NLT it says, "Don't be misled. You cannot mock the justice of the Most High." You see, so people they think that just because they got away for now, you think you got away with murder, but no, the Lord is just, and he is long suffering and patient. The Lord will wait. He will wait on your ass and lay on you just so he can get you at the right time, at the right moment when you least expect it. It says you will always harvest what you plant. You see. So if you plant evil, wickedness, oppression, slavery, whatever, and you people know what the hell you done did, okay? Really, you know more than what we know because you hide a lot of that stuff. The scripture says how the hidden things of Esau being searched out. So you know what you did, and whatever you planted, you shall harvest, okay? It says, "Those who live only to satisfy their own sinful nature will harvest decay and death from that sinful nature. But those who live to please the Spirit will harvest everlasting life from the Spirit." And that's what we're doing right now, serving YAHAWASHI. And that's all that matters, is what we do for YAHAWASHI. But we know that you people out here that's living for your own gain and your flesh, you're about to waste away. You're about to be destroyed. Revelation chapter 13 verse 9, "If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints." And the saints of the Most High are suffering patiently, okay? And it's our faith that the Lord is going to avenge us for all the wickedness, okay? The Lord is coming to bring retribution. That's been for his saints, okay? And you ain't seen nothing yet, okay? You ain't seen nothing yet. But people don't understand this. People just do shit and they don't realize that when it's going to come back on you, and that's one thing that Esau never imagined, and now now they can't get sleep. They're losing sleep because they're thinking about it. They know it's time for them to pay for what their forefathers did. Speaking of that, let's go over here. Let's go to Isaiah. Okay, let's go to Isaiah chapter 14. Yeah, it says Isaiah chapter 14, verse 2. It says, "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahawah for servants and handmaids." So you had us in slavery, you had us in oppression. Now we're going to possess you and have you in slavery and oppression. It says, "And they shall take them captives whose captives they were." You see how that comes back around? "And they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." You see? We're going to rule over our oppressors. So those of you that oppressed us, get ready to be oppressed. It says, "And it shall come to pass that and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve." So the Lord gonna give us rest. Verse 21. "Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers." So you got to pay what your forefathers did, because you are your forefathers. It says that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. And this is the last hoorah for Esau. Okay, and they can feel it. They understand that that it's through. And that's why they're making these TikTok videos crying out. Okay, they are feeling it, man. Okay, it says, let me see this precept. Bear with me 1 second. Yep, here we go. This is Ecclesiasticus, Salakia. Um, mm. Let's go to verse 3. It says, "Riches are not commonly for a niggard, and what should an envious man do with money? He that gathereth by defrauding his own soul gathereth for others, that shall spend his goods riotously." And Esau, he's gathered by defrauding. Okay, he's gotten rich, off of bloodshed, off of ill-gotten gain. It says, "He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good?" And this man is evil he doing his own people bad. It says, "He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness." You see, and that's what's happening right now. At the last, Esau is declaring his wickedness. Verse 9, this is, "A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion." Yeah, they can never have enough. It says, "And the iniquity of the wicked driveth up his soul." You see? So it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before this man is taken out of the way, completely done away with. And this is why you see in these videos come out with Edomites, pale faces, crying about how they're poor, how they're being afflicted, how they're catching hell. Well, get used to that. It's gonna be a lot more where that came from. Okay, let me grab this too. This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1. "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." And I remember watching that video. I'm just listening to it, thinking about, damn, well, we've been suffering this whole time, and all of a sudden, the world got to stop because you're going through it? No. All it is the Lord punishing you for what you have done unto us. It says, verse 3, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." And they know that the Lord is coming with vengeance. Okay, and that's what they fear. They know that their time is up. The Lord is about to cut these devils short. Okay, so all we got to do is continue to be patient and wait for Yahweh Shai. Cause he about to do his thing, man. Okay. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 12 verse 10. "Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away." Right. So yeah, you can't trust this man. Okay. You can never trust your oppressors. And that's what happened. Esau trusted in his own people, these elites, and now they're going to have you starving in the streets too. Okay? And somehow, some way, we're going to be fed. We're going to be taken care of. All right, but it's not a good time to be, an Edomite. Let's go to Job. Let's go to Job, man. This is Job chapter 9. This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? You see? So if not, where and who is he? Who is the wicked that's, in power, that's doing all this, man? Okay, who is he? It says in the NLT, the whole earth is in the hands of the wicked. And that's why the whole earth is, crying out right now. Not it's lucky. That's the next precept. It says, and the Most High binds the eyes of the judges. He is not the one who does it. It's like, if he is not the one who does it, who is he? Right? And Esau the one that's doing all this wickedness. But let me grab. This is actually what I meant to grab. When the wicked beareth rule. Right. Okay. This is Proverbs 29 verse 2. Salakia. Let's grab that in NLT. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2. It says in the KJV, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. In the NLT, it says, when the godly are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked are in power, they groan. And now you see in all these Edomites, Jake too, but it's an unheard of thing to see all these Edomites all over the internet, all over TikTok, groaning the way they groaning. Okay, but that shows you that the time is changing. Okay, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So this is the beginning of Esau's fall, and the beginning of our rise. Okay, and we're definitely going to rise. The Lord is definitely going to look out for us. But as far as everybody else, hey, you are through. Okay. So yeah, you're going to see more videos as things get worse as time goes on, of these individuals crying and moaning and groaning all over the internet. But the difference is, when we cried and we moaned and we groaned, our Lord heard us. Our power heard us. Who's going to hear you? So, hey, man. With that being said, I'm going to say Shalom, Kama Sharala, Baba Bar, praise, lessons, edifying, and hopeful elect. This is a sign that our redemption is nearer than we believe. Okay? Because we ain't going to be at the bottom forever. All right? Now it's time for them to be at the bottom. All right? Hey, you go to these jobs and these Edomites walking around, chest all puffed out. Hey, the Lord about to knock the air out your ass. Okay? It's only a matter of time. Okay? And time is on our side. Okay? Time is on our side. Shalom, Kama Sharala, Baba. Shalom.